that's not so bad, eh? Look at that. All right, we're gonna get some of that 8K there, but we're not doing that. We're doing this. That'll do just fine. We're gonna go with the keep going with that 18 to 12. I think that's gonna work with the 0.45. Yeah. Richard, what's up, man? All right. Got some new pouches in the mail today. Actually, you know what? Let's maybe I left it in the room. Oh well. Yeah, so I got some pouches in the mail today. And I'm pretty excited because one, they came from a buddy of mine, and two, they're kind of look a lot like the Warrior Mongol pouches that I used to like to shoot, but kind of in the way that I would have modified them if I was going to make my own pouches, which is kind of cool. And I want to show you something. I used to always say that I would have loved to see the Warrior Mongol pouches stretched out a little bit, just a little bit, and without the without that real horseshoe shape, the little pocket where the elastic would fit in. So I got these guys. I'm going to show you real quick. Oh, we're going to keep that. That's a good little wrap and tuck piece. Let's rip all these guys up. Ooh, I've got a flat spot on that wheel. Not so bad though. Okay. What's my draw length? It's 29.5 inches. Gary, what's up? Lucky, what's happening? Yeah, so I got these guys. And I'm kind of excited for them. They're Kangaroo leather pouches from Andrew Axum. I think these are going to be great. They're nice and thin for that 1/4 inch steel that I like to shoot. Really, really thin. Look at that. They've got a nice little shade to them. They're kind of rounded like a Warrior Mongol pouch kind of, but stretched out a little bit. And instead of having that really drastic cutout at the corner here, it's just a slight cutout where it's going to keep your bands exactly where you want them. Two different models. I've got a white one or a light color one. And I got a dark tan one, all Kangaroo leather, which is fantastic. And he's got these other ones here. They've kind of got a little bit of a cutout on the inside. Now, if I'm shooting 1/4 inch, he calls them a BB pouch, but I think 1/4 inch would work pretty decent in there. It's just a little bit thinner than I'm used to for where I line up my pouch. I might be able to get by with it though. That might shoot those. I might shoot those 1/4 inch pretty nice. A little different shape. Look at that. One little squeeze with that 1/4 inch, and I've got that spots in there. Yo, what's up? The Rubber Bandit is in the house. Mr. Jody, how you doing, buddy? All right, so I think I'm going to start with the tan ones and the green bands. We'll start with one of these guys, and we'll be rocking the Omega Slings Electric Olympus Green. It is getting cold out, man. It was the -10 outside today, so we'll have to start upping up the power on the bands for that elastic. We're definitely going to need that. Shooting the 1/4 inch. It's gonna require some a little extra heat in that cold, and I think the 0.45 will just do it just right. Yeah, we had some 1/4 inch. We were testing some 1/4 inch, shooting the We were shooting some 1/4 inch with 0.4 bands out in the cold, and they were quite slow. I mean, they were cut a little long. Keep in mind they were cut a little long, but they were a little bit on the slow side. So I think we can probably pick up a little bit of that speed with some 0.45, or just cut them a little shorter. But I have a feeling that the bands won't last as long if I cut them too short. So I'll have to just bump up the elastic a little bit and see how it goes. Oh man, that really stretched out the center there. Let's see. Don't want to get any return descenders. Those suck. It should be pretty good. Now, if you're looking for ideas on how to cut your bands and get the right length, I have a really good video called "How to Tune Your Bands: The Ultimate Guide," and it'll take you through step by step on everything that I do when I'm making a band for a slingshot. So there's a few things that you can do. There's a few things that I recommend, and a few things that I don't recommend. And one of the best things, I think, is figuring out your draw length and figuring out what the elongation is of your elastic. Once you've done that, you can figure out how you can get your elastic to stop dead at your anchor point, which I don't recommend, but that's your starting point. And you're going to want to add a little bit of elastic to add a little bit of extra stretch to all that. So typically what I do is I get my bands set up, and I want to be able to draw it to my anchor point, plus give it like an extra 1.5 inch stretch. And I do that with all my elastic. But once you get them kind of set up and ready to go, like that, oh, that feels freaking good, man. I'm telling you, for those of you who have never shot 0.45 Olympus green, you definitely got to give it a shot. The stuff is fantastic. What's up, Jack? How you doing, buddy? Ooh, must be late in your neck of the woods. Like midnight? Past it? Something like that. Yeah, I just popped in real quick to show off some of these bands that I got from Andrew. They're pretty damn nice. Nice, thin leather. They should have a really good pouch speed, being as small and as light as they are. And those kangaroo leather pouches are very, very durable. They will last just about forever. If you're getting high quality leather. And from what I understand from Andrew, these are falconry grade, which is about as good as they get. And when it comes to leather, for kangaroo leather. Yo, Ropa, how you doing, buddy? Didn't really like it? Really? Oh, I love it, man. I think it's my favorite band. 0.45 Olympus green. I love it. That's super, super light. I got a lot of extra stretch there, but we're shooting 1/4 inch, so it should be pretty good. Where did my little scale go? If I can find that scale, I'll weigh it out for you and let you know what kind of draw weight I have. Where'd I put it? I usually keep it here somewhere. I'm super excited too, man. We've got some good plans coming up. Got a canoe camping trip set for July. we're in the planning stages right now, but I've got a buddy who's like, he's ready to go. It's going to be freaking awesome. Can't really go wrong. Leon, the true legend, is he in here? He is in here. What's up, Leon? Yeah, that's pretty sweet. So that's one set up. We got that on the Shred Master from Prime Fork. Yeah, it's killing me a little bit. I still haven't found my planchette, which I've been searching for like a madman. It's nowhere to be found. And I got a new one on the way, but it's just not here yet, which is killing me. I even got the band set ready to go for it and everything. I just want to get out and shoot that thing. I've been saving up some cans to do some recycling on it, and should be pretty good once I get that little planchette in here. But the mail is running really slow now, unfortunately. Yeah, the mail's running really slow, and it's a real complicated fucking shit show to send things. But I was happy I was finally able to get something out the door today, which was good. So I got two more to go. I'll probably do one more this week and then one more next week. So the one I sent out this morning, the shipping cost quite a bit. It was quite a bit, a lot more than I thought it was going to be, but with all the trouble that we've had trying to get that thing out of here, it's been a bit of a shit show. So it's on the way now, which is good. We had that postal strike that was going on, which was really annoying, and everything going to the U.S. is extra complicated. I have this Zonos app thing that I have to fill out, and if it's a sale, I have to pay taxes on it before it even goes out the door. It really sucks. Yo, what's up, Brandy? Yeah, so I'm kind of excited to get my hands on that planchette. I just wish I could find mine, the original one. I just can't fucking figure out where it went. I've searched everywhere, up and high and low, checked all the pockets of my jackets and all kinds of things, and I was sure that I stuck it into a container like this one of these little containers, and I think I might have actually thrown it out because I have so many of these fucking things. I think I threw a couple away, and I thought it was just junk in one, and I might have thrown away my other planchette. I might have. Fucking hope not, but I was kind of hoping it would turn up at some point. But it's got a big long set of bands on it, and this fucking thing's just vanished. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta hang in there until the new one arrives and call it good. I also got a snapshot coming, which I'm pretty excited about. I should be hitting the mail anytime now. Should be. What's up, Brother Al? Yes, sir. Yeah, it's been rough, man. Getting out to go do some shooting these last couple of weeks, or last week or so, has been really tough. Nothing but fucking high winds, cold temperatures, and nothing's really happening. So Krampus is coming to town to repent. Oh, that's good. All right, so that's you know what? I'm just gonna stuff these right back in here and see how it goes. So I got that one on the. I wonder if I could wrap and tuck one of these things. Get some wrap and tuck action on one. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna put one on that Avro. I kind of like this one. This one here. It's one of these. One of those half natties. think it might be nice to get a band set on this one, do some shooting with it too, and I think it'll be a little bit of a hotter set. How many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. We got one extra one. Okay, that's what we do. Yeah, we'll turn that one into a wrap and tuck frame. I think we have enough elastic on there to do that. So. It was killing me this week. I've seen because I got so much going on around this time of year with the I mean, same thing as most people, with the Christmas shopping and all that stuff, but also around this year our hot sauce season starts to pick up. So I've been banging out hot sauce every weekend for the last 3 weeks, and now this week we've got this Saturday we've got a sale. And that'll be my last 6-day week until at least the new year at some point, which is good because I was getting a little bit fed up. Yeah, I like having those 2-day weekends where you can have stuff to do and get things done around the house. And if you want to walk around just wearing jogging pants or just being a bum, you can. But you can't when you got all that extra shit, all that running around to do. It gets a little tough. But we'll see. We'll see how it all goes out, how it all plays out. All right. Wrap and tuck tool. Yep, I'm kind of excited to get that snapshot. I don't even know what color it is or what it's going to look like. But I'm sure once it arrives, I'm going to be pretty happy. Shane does amazing work, so it should be pretty freaking awesome. Come on, you. Get through there. There we go. Ah. It's too aggressive on it, and I pulled it all the way through. Mark, do you have a home hardware near you? Yeah, we do. Home hardware? No, we have Home Depot, which I believe is the same thing as Home Hardware. I think it's just that they have to make it sound French in Quebec. But it's like all the same colors and everything and whatever. I mean, it's okay. If I want to go to Home Hardware, I have to go to Ontario. I don't think we have one in Quebec. Fucker. But usually when I gotta buy stuff, for home repairs or any kind of project that I'm into, I usually go there and I buy at Home Depot and I buy that stuff. It's kind of funny. They have the exact same logo and everything. I'm pretty sure it's actually the same company. They have the same logo, same color, same orange sign, same orange and white writing with black, and everything's pretty much bang on the same. No clips, wrap and tuck. Although I really like the way he's doing those new clips. I seen one that went out not too long ago, and it was pretty something. That single screw clip that he's doing looks really, really clean. I saw one on Instagram just the other day. It was gorgeous looking. It almost made me regret my decision. There we go. Yep. Yeah, one got away from me there. I know. I pulled a little hard. It slipped right through. One of these days, this guy here might wind up in a raffle. It's a good little frame, but I'm in love with my red one. My red one with clips. It's downstairs waiting for me. Yeah, downstairs waiting for him to do some shooting again. Yeah, man. I really like the paddock wood on there. It looks pretty damn good. The only thing is, I was gonna sell this one originally, but let's see if I could show you there. The wood was actually leaching into the white G10, and it has like a very slight pink hue to it. Like, see down there in the pink? I don't know if you can even notice it really all that much, but it looks pretty damn good. How many do I have? I've got all of those, plus enough to fill up one more of those racks. Yeah, enough to fill up one more of those racks and have a couple of extras in my pocket. Yo, what's up, Kyle? What's up, Chad? The paddock had great depth to it. Yeah, it's gorgeous stuff. I got a little bit more. I got a little bit more in the shop for these half natties, but I really like that black with the white. The white really pops out nice with that wood. Kind of gives it kind of helps it stand out a little bit. It's pretty nice. And those gold, those gold, those gold, those gold little rivets or whatever you want to call them. The pins, pass-through pins are pretty nice. The only thing that sucks about this stuff is it's kind of it's like very, very finicky when you're drilling. You could see see that little notch. It had like a little bit of the wood just chip out while I was drilling it. Kind of sucks, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I think so too, man. I think so too. I think the white kind of helps the wood pop out. It's pretty cool. Definitely pretty cool. Let's see if we can get another set going with the. Do we have anything else wrap and tuck I could zap a band set on? What do we got lying around here? Maybe we'll just make the bands for now. Yeah, so I had another one I made. Oh, it's okay because I put both of them on frames. That's why. I had to redo this one too. I needed needed a band set for this one. Where'd it go? My green Avro. I don't know where I've put it now. Those are all slingshots, bud. Yeah, I got a nice little collection up there. Yeah, so what I think I'm going to end up doing is if I find that these 0.45s this time, if they're not hanging well in the cold, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove the band set from the frame. Not that one. I think I'm just going to remove the band set from the frame, and I'm going to start just cutting back on the fork end. I'll just take I don't know, like a half centimeter or centimeter off them, and just kind of slowly but surely sneak my way up to see if I can get them going in the proper speed. The 0.45 should be enough for these. I find that they were a little bit slow for 5/16, but since we're shooting a 1/4 inch, it should be pretty good. I think we should be able to get the heat that we're looking for. My phone's going berserk. Oh, crap. That one broke. What's my favorite camping knife? Oh, you know what? I've got a couple that I really like, but it's not with me at the moment. Over here. Oh, it is. All right, you're probably gonna actually here. I'll show you one. It's my little necker pouch that I made. But this is a knife that I made back in the day. It's all rusted and fucked up, but it was a Damascus fucking piece of mess. I made the micarta on this thing too, but it actually holds pretty decent. I hate the sheath, but it is what it is. It does work for the knife, but whatever. My favorite camp knife is actually this one. This here is a D.H. Russell Groman number 3 Canadian belt knife or military knife. Now you're kind of looking at it saying, hey, that thing kind of looks weird and it's very small. But the couple things that I like about it, I wish it was a dangler sheath. I prefer those. But it's got some pretty damn good, it's got a great hold to it. So if you're ever hunting and you're skinning something, those fingers lock in pretty nice and you can get some skinning on it. I would prefer if it had a bigger curve to it, to be honest. But it does just about everything I need it to do. I'm not much of a batoner. Sometimes I'll split things up and I'll do that. But this is the D.H. Russell number 3, the Canadian belt knife, or the military knife, as they called it. And it's just, I don't particularly like the way it looks. I don't particularly like anything about how it looks, to be honest. I think it's kind of a fucking ugly knife to be honest. But the balance of it, the way it works, where I'm able to wiggle things around, the way I'm able to use it for food prep, all that stuff, it's fucking badass. I just keep going back to it all the time. If I'm going to grab something, I'm going to grab this, or I'm going to grab my Mora, which is something I always keep in the back of my backpack. And there's a couple things I like about this. The pouch is a simple dump pouch, but it's a deep dump pouch, which is why I kept this guy. And I have it tied up into little knobs, little knots, so it's not a loop. So it's not going to get pull on a branch and get pulled out of my sheath while I'm walking. If I'm going to be doing some serious backwoods smashing, I've got a cover on it to keep everything in there. And that's it. It's pretty lightweight overall, and I really, really like it. I do, but I haven't been out in a couple of years. This year is another one that I've completely missed this season. I'm a bow guy, so if I'm going to be out, doing my thing, I have to be able to put the reps in, and I haven't been able to have enough. Yep, yes, sir, Al. And the cool thing about this pouch too is something else that I like about it is you can actually use it as a strop. So where they put the welt in here, it's nice and flat. And quite often while I'm out in the field, instead of doing anything, I'll just give it a couple of wipes going down the welt, and that'll figure it all out. Great bang for the buck. 100%. Cold steel is really good. I have one of their axes. I have the Cold Steel Trail Boss. Now, the good thing about that thing is, well, the bad thing about it is it's fucking ugly. When you get it right out of the store, it's like fucking dog shit ugly. It's really bad. They got all this black paint on it and everything, and it's the steel on it's kind of rough on the bit. But if you take a little bit of time, like I did, I stripped off the handle because I don't like having any varnish on the handle. It just causes blisters on your hands when you're doing heavy work. When you're doing a lot of heavy work or a lot of chopping, it will start giving you hot spots on your hands. So what I did on mine is I stripped all the varnish off. I hit it with a card scraper, and then gave it a light sanding, just to knock off any fuzzy edges of it. The grip on the thing is fucking fantastic now, and I gave it a good stain with a dark walnut stain. Fuck, I did it again. And I gave it the walnut stain, dark walnut stain, and I took off all the paint off the axe head or the axe bit, and I ended up taking one of those 3M buffing wheels, those little spongy looking things, looks like a hamburger patty, and I hit it over there, and I got the bit to get to a high polish. With very, very little work. Took a couple of minutes. But just give it a couple of passes back and forth, and that actually helps quite a bit. You'd be surprised how much that helps of your axe bit penetrating into the wood. Now, the cool thing about that axe is it's kind of designed to be like an all-purpose axe. It's not the best splitter. It's not the best chopper, but with the profile on it, it's pretty handy at most things. It's a good camp axe or trail axe. You can get some chopping. You can fell a tree with it. You can split some wood with it. It's got a little bit of a cheek to it, so it's okay for splitting, but it's not very drastic. It's got a little bit of it's kind of like a long cheek, so you have to kind of get in there kind of deep. My favorite hunting knives are from Mora and Tom Brown Hunter. Featured on the movie The Hunted. Oh, nice. I like that movie, actually. It was a pretty good fucking movie. Isn't that where the two of them took off running through the place, and one of the guys ends up making an obsidian knife, and the other one makes one out of forges one out of steel, and they end up fighting later? That was a pretty cool fucking movie. But I guess my most I have a pocket knife. Yep, me too. That's pretty much what I use on the most of the time. I either have my Spyderco. Actually, I'm a big Spyderco guy. I love Spyderco folders. But I mean, I usually got my Spyderco Ikuchi with me. But recently, and only because I kind of gotta do a real sharpening on my Ikuchi. It's kind of due, but most of the time I carry this guy. I've got a Para 3 or a Paramilitary 2, which is something I carry with me. It's one of those three for the most part. Yeah, but I think my favorite knife, the one that has the most sentimental value to me, is one that I had got a buddy of mine. I got a buddy of mine to make for me, and while he was making it, he fell ill, pretty bad with chronic Lyme, and anyway, he ended up shelving the project because he got really, really sick for a little while, and then he started coming back and started making videos again, and then. Well, one day he went to the doctor. He was going to a naturopath or something like that, and they were helping him treat his Lyme because they wouldn't admit that chronic Lyme was a real thing here in Canada. I still think they don't. I just read a story about some doctor getting in shit for treating one of his patients with penicillin or some kind of antibiotic for a long period of time to get rid of that lime. But for those of you who know anything about it, when lime dies, when that bacteria dies and breaks off, it releases a toxin. So they can't just go in with heavy antibiotics and kill it really, really quickly. Otherwise, it can cause somebody to have other issues. In his case, the doctor went a little bit too aggressive with it, and he had a heart attack and died. What do I think about Afghans? People are people, bro. That's all I got for you. What do you think of Canadians? My EDC Ontario rat model with one snaggletooth. Oh, nice. That's exactly what I mean. I said people are people. Doesn't matter where they're from. People are people. Why are you so curious? What do I think about people from Afghanistan? Because I sell knives? I don't sell knives. Yep, so I got a couple of others that I like having around here. This one's actually pretty cool. Oh, I got a whole bunch here. Let's play a little show and tell. So I got this one. This one I can never remember the name of, and it's kind of dirty. This is a castrum knife. One of the most comfortable handles I've ever had. Don't pay attention to all the dirt on it. It's pretty nasty, but the handle's actually fantastic on this thing. Beautiful handle. The only thing I would say is I bought this from Bushcraft Canada. I was kind of pissed off a little bit because the tip of it came fucked up. It was like it was never ground down. I don't know. Nasir, what are you trying to bait me into? I'm curious. I'm going to say this pretty easy and pretty easy to understand for anybody. I don't care where anybody's from. People are people. All people are welcome. I love them all from everywhere. It just comes down to the person. If you're a dick, you're a dick. If you're cool, you're cool. That's it. And that goes for every country. I hope you understand now. What about Iranians? I know a bunch of Iranians, and they're all awesome people. I got this one here. I'm going to show you. This one here is my privateer. Now, the cool thing about this wood that's on this knife, this privateer has been on a couple of trips with me. I don't carry it that often because it's very heavy. But it's wicked sharp. And it's called the privateer because this particular knife is made by my buddy Derek out of Nova Scotia, from XXX Knives. And the handle wood that's on there is from an 1800s tall ship that used to patrol the Maritimes. PEI, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick. From American privateers, they were coming to fuck us up during the War of 1812. Pretty interesting. So I got a little piece of history here. So when I got this one, I was like, fuck. You know what I got to do? I got to get this a little brother for it. So I got this one. So this is the very last bit of that wood. This came off the galley of that ship. Nice piece of oak. It's like 200 and something years old, which is freaking badass. Tiny little guy. The steel on this is actually, it's L6 steel, which is actually a pretty damn good knife steel. It's an old steel. It's been around for a long time, but it's very, very good. Tiny little necker. And another one that's great for skinning. There's actually a guy, Derek was telling me when he was making me this sable. And this sable is actually named after Sable Island, which is a little island off of the, off of the Maritimes that just gets fucking hammered with weather there. It's a terrible, terrible place when it comes to leather. And this little guy, when I did the video on this thing on my old Bushcraft channel, I was batoning things with it and everything. Now, like, no joke. That's 3/16 spine on there. It's thick, it's heavy, it's durable. It'll take an ass whooping. It's pretty freaking badass. And I like the way it hangs. When you put it on as a necker, it'll go around your neck and just hang there right in between your man tits. It's freaking awesome. Love that thing. What else we got here? Oh, I've got this one. It's my only Schrade knife that I own. It's my Schrade. I don't even remember what model this is. I don't even know what it's called, but Schrade makes some decent knives, man. I gotta tell you, before they got bought up by that company. What the fuck did they get bought up by? Can't remember. Actually, this is my very first knife I ever made. Made this guy out of a file. Put a kind of a long convex on it. W2 or W1 steel, I can't remember. But it ain't the prettiest thing, but I brought this to a couple of scout meets with me. And when I was taking the kids there, and I used a piece of walnut hardwood flooring as my handle material. I've had this guy for about 10 years now, maybe more. Oh, look at that. Little ATO burned in there. Yeah. But I had this guy for a long time. It was the first knife I ever made. Got this one here. It's a little Enzo Necker. This one, I absolutely love this knife. If I could just get a proper sheath for it, like this one here that it comes with. Not really good. But yeah, it is what it is. I think that's all I have in here. I usually got a shit ton of them lying around, but yeah, that's all I got in here. And there was that one other one there that I was telling you about that I got from my buddy that passed away. He had just made the knife blank, and his wife and a buddy of mine, or a mutual buddy of mine, this guy Mark Young, contacted me telling me that I know you had a knife in the works with Randall and whatever, and you know he passed away. I said, yeah, I know. I said it sucks, but I mean it is what it is, you know. Well, it's no big deal. He's like, I actually have the blank. If you want, I'll send it to you and you can finish it up. So he sent it to me and I finished it up. And on my last trip to Algonquin Park, I was gonna go in there and I was gonna bury that knife in the woods. Yeah, as a kind of like a, I don't know, but it didn't seem to make sense. When I got out there, I was kind of thinking, you know, it would be kind of a shame for me to just chop this thing up and just fucking let it go to shit for no fucking reason. You know, this is a really nice knife, and it should be used. It should be used, and that's probably the best way to honor Randall. So I ended up keeping it, and I brought it home, and well, I'm gonna get a proper sheath for it, and it's gonna be my go-to belt knife. This was a little fella that I carried for a long time. This is my little Opinel. I think it's a number 7 slim. Oh, number 8. It's a number 8 slim. Absolutely love this thing. Now, there's only one issue with these fucking knives. I feel like I need a knife now after this. Oh, actually, here's another one here I didn't show you. But I'm also a guy who likes his... hold on a second. Hold on a second. Where the fuck did that thing go? That's my fillet knife. And there was... Oh, there's also this little kit here. This is my Mora. This is my Mora that I like to throw in the back of my backpack. So I've got a Mora companion, just a plain old Mora. Very sharp, great stuff. And I've got it paired up with a Kydex sheath from C2G Fab, which I don't believe exists anymore. And the cool thing about it is when Gary made this for me, I asked him, let's see if I can get this thing off. I asked him to put a half-inch loop on there for a 7-inch ferro rod from 4 Directions Bushcraft, which is fucking awesome. I have a video on my old channel of me standing up straight up like this and hitting this thing from this high, from tits high. I'm sparking this thing out and I'm lighting a pile of tinder on the floor with this thing on YouTube. Freaking badass. But whenever I'm out doing some ice fishing or anything like that, any kind of those activities, I don't fuck around now. I always bring the girl. Yes, I know. It's big and heavy. It's all about the girth, Al. It's all about the girth. Our country does allow guns, man. And we used to have all kinds of them when I was young. All kinds of them. Fuck, I can't remember. Anyway, but for those of you guys who live out in northern climates, like I do, I thought I froze there for a second. For those of you guys who like to hang out in northern climates, I like getting these kind of things. This one here is a Leiku, which is a really nice, big Scandi grind working knife. It's got some antler on there, some bone. I believe it's antler from Caribou. It's got liners. Really nice. I think it's bird's eye maple or maybe curly birch or something like that. It's on there. Might be curly birch, actually, thinking about it. Yeah. Nice little bit of antler. This is from, what's the company called? It's some wacky shit and finish that I can't pronounce. Dude, slingshots and knives, best things ever. Yes, sir. Ron P just subbed my dude. Very cool. Ron's the man. I have another one that I wanted to show you. Probably one of my probably one of my favorites, but I just don't know where it is. I think it might have fallen down the back of my thing. But it's a very, very nice. It's a very, very nice Puko I have. Very nice. And I just don't know where it's gone. Fuck. Oh, well, I guess I won't be showing that one to you. But hold on a second. Let me have a quick look. Fall down here. No. I've got a Mora Garberg somewhere. It's hiding. I don't know where it's gone. The Garberg's also a pretty good knife. I like it, but it's another one that's pretty heavy. So if you're ever looking for something that that's gonna be pretty much indestructible for a reasonable price, like the Garberg, I think Garberg's coming in around 120 bucks Canadian nowadays. It's definitely worth it, but it is on the heavy side, and you don't always want to be weighed down with all your gear. That's why I used to carry an axe everywhere I went, and for the type of chopping that I do, which is pretty much everything around wrist size or below, I found that a machete was a better tool. It was lighter than my axe, and I could use it for more things, like chopping things down. I could split some wood with it. I can do all kinds of things. So I would carry, for example, this saw, which is a Silky Gomboy, which I've had quite a long time. Took a little while to get used to these things because they were they tend to break on you a little bit if you're trying to cut on the push, or if your wood is bending up a little bit. But then I got the Agawa Canyon Boreal 21, which is the most amazing fucking thing ever. I love that thing. And I've been using basically that, and hold on a second. So if I have it here, on this side. Oh, what do we got here? All right, found the Garberg. All right, so I found the Mora Garberg. Garberg's a pretty good little knife. Pretty decent. Good firm grip on there. It's got the same grip as the Kanzball. This thing here, waste time, smashing shit. Fuck, I'll never do that ever. I'd rather be able to put my hand up on top of them and get that thing going. But the Garberg's good. The only issue I have with it, oh, actually, it's not so bad. More on steroids. Yeah, very, very, very nice. And the spine on here is one of the sharpest spines I've ever had. So if you're ever looking to blast a ferro rod, very good. So I was talking to you about a machete. So this guy here, or the or the Boreal 21 from McCalla Canyon. Probably two best saws you can get on the market. And don't be fooled. The spine of these things can strike a ferro rod really, really nice. So if I'm pairing that with this guy, my chance in hell, this is another pretty badass thing from CRKT. It could use a little bit of a sharpen. And I actually do have a little bit of a wobble in it. See, I don't know if you're able to see it or not. But like right in here. I actually got it pretty straight. I fixed it up pretty good. But I was actually splitting up some what do you call them? I was making a camp out in the woods, in a section of woods by my house, and what the fuck is going on here? Scorgan. Zombie apocalypse, bro. I've been watching The Last of Us. I'm getting prepared. My chance in hell is gonna give me a chance in hell. I'll see his machete. Yeah, so basically that's my go-to kit. You know, I could use that stuff. But one time I was making a camp, and I found an old seasoned hemlock. Now, for all of you guys that have been out there every now and then, you're out there chopping things up. When you hit those little knots inside of a hemlock tree, they're kind of resin-packed knots that become hard as fucking rock. And I did a ping. The thing rang like I hit a metal pole with it. It was wacky. But sure enough, it was the it was the knot that I had hit, and it put a little wobble in my blade. And the cool thing about that thing is I basically found a flat rock. I pounded it flat with a rock, and I fixed that little wobble in the blade, and I was right back into action. So it turned out pretty nice. I've got my my little flint and steel fire kit. Now, I know a lot of people are like, yeah, I'd bring a lighter. Okay. I agree. I bring a lighter too. But if your lighter ever fails you, you've got this guy that you can make a fire with, and it's a pretty powerful magnifying glass. I've got my char cloth. Nice piece of flint. This little bad boy. Now, on my bushcraft channel, I have a video somewhere talking about why a flint and steel, even today, is still worth having around from time to time. And basically what I did is I took a tinder bundle and I got my tinder bundle prepared, and I explained how these things work. So when you're trying to light something, for example, char cloth, punk wood, all of these things, if your spark is not catching, you got to process it smaller, just like with a ferro rod. In this case, the benefit of this is, and if you guys remember in Alone Season 1, Mitch Mitchell, I think he was like the runner-up or a third-place guy or whatever it is, but he was trying to get a fire started, and it was so moist and wet around that area. And I was like, dude, the best thing for those conditions is a flint and steel. And there, you know, a lot of people were saying that I was being ridiculous. I'm like, no, I'll show you why. And I shot a video. I mean, even before Alone came out, I shot this video of me doing a flint and steel fire, where I created my tinder bundle, and I poured a whole liter of water into it, and then I lit that tinder bundle on fire with a piece of char cloth. And yeah, it took a lot of work. It was a lot of blowing. I was doing a lot of this and a lot of and getting out of the way and all that crap, you know, but it made a huge difference. on that, and it was fantastic, and it worked. I got the thing to light, turned it upside down. I did a video on that, and I did a video on what type of compass do I use. The fuck, where did I put it? I'd show you. It's got one of those, just one of the typical ones, and you fold it up, and you got the little eyesight with the mirror on it. That's what I use. Pine pitch too is very good. It's very good. I've actually repaired a canoe with pine pitch before. With pine pitch, charcoal, and rabbit shit. But it works. You make a really good fibrous glue with that thing that's flexible. And it works. Yeah, ask Oregon. I was trying to send something out to Barbados last week. I went through UPS, and it was just a fucking shit show, man. And I just got fed up of it. I'm like, you know what? Did you know habitual pot smoker will never get caught without a few backup lighters? Yeah, I'm sure. Can you see my question? Where was your question? Do I shoot trad archery or blowguns with the same guy? Nope, different guy. I've got a recurve, and I've got a Samick Sage recurve, 40 pounds, and I've got a 70 pound compound bow. I got the DHL people setting up. It'll be pricey, but it should work with no tariffs. Sweet. I use pine tar for bug repellent. Yep, that'll work. But it's kind of crazy. If you ever have a good knob of that pine tar and you collect some, usually while I'm out walking around in the woods or whatever it is. Unsubscribe, thanks. What was your fucking question, Connor? I was looking for it. I couldn't find it. How far back do you want me to go, bro? Oh, there we are. Hi, crap at messaging. I asked a question about the size of catapult width between the forks. Yes, you can ask a question if you want. Pine tar for axe handles. Yep. Yeah, there's lots of good things, man. The first thing I do every time I buy an axe, any kind of chopping tool, is I take off all that varnish. All that varnish has got to go. Once you start to sweat, your hands start slipping around on there, and you start getting hot spots and all that shit on there. It's just no good. Yeah, blisters. And you know what's funny? I don't think he ever even asked the question. I think he just said something about the width between the forks. I was watching a guy do Japanese torching and oiling method. Looks awesome, and it's supposed to be great for handles. Oh, I bet. Where they I seen what the hell's that guy's name again? Sean James. Sean James did a roof like that, and apparently when you burn that wood, it actually I know I butchered the spelling, yeah, but it actually propels the rain. It actually lasts a lot longer, and for guys that are making like a stall, what do they call that? A stall style log cabin or whatever it is, where they'll dig a trench and they'll put the posts in standing up, kind of, and then they lock them all up on the top, and then they backfill the bottom. A lot of the guys will actually burn the ends that they're putting in the ground, and it's supposed to last longer. Ship station. I use friction tape for handles. They did it for posts that go into the ground. Yep, you got it. 100%. I was already typing. Yeah. I was actually trying to convince a buddy of mine to build a little log cabin up on his property. We could do it the same way. Just dig a hole down the bottom and then bring up some flooring and just lift it off the floor by about 4 or 5 inches or so. It would be pretty badass. Just get away from the bugs a little bit. Yeah, they did it for posts, and they also do it for roofing sometimes. I think that it makes a big difference too with the roofing. It's supposed to help a little bit. I'm curious at how long it would actually last, though. If it's something that would last a really long time, or what. I don't know. Yeah, that little open will go. Yeah, this little open will. I got fucking ADD today, boy. I'm having a hard time staying on topic here. But this little openal that I have here, I actually quite like it quite a bit. You can put a wicked edge on it. It'll last a long time. But the cool thing about this thing, or the thing that actually that's good about it, is it's ultra light, small, very easy to use for cutting food, all that kind of stuff, cap tasks, anything small that requires whatever. The bad side of it. Here's the bad side. As soon as this thing gets humid, it swells up and you can't get the fucking blade out. It sucks. Yo, hey, Lone Star Catapults. What's up, buddy? Thanks, dude. Do you bushcraft in my backyard? I do all the time. I love the ability to practice everywhere. Yep, me too. Um, Almost, I guess it was like, well, fuck it, I'll tell you guys the story. I'm sure, I'm sorry if I've told you, if you guys have heard this before or not, but I like to go ice fishing quite a bit. And one time I was out ice fishing, and I was a bit of a nut job, I'll be honest, back in the day. I was really into the whole survival thing, and I used to practice all kinds of things, just trying to get locked in there. But one day, it was like minus 31 degrees outside, but I wanted to go ice fishing, so I was going ice fishing. I got all dressed up, got my sled all prepared, and out onto the water I went. So I had like was yeah, you caught me there. Yeah. So I had my sled, all my equipment. I brought a Coleman stove, and whenever I would go ice fishing, I always had like these little chunks of pallet wood that I bring with me, and I had this aluminum pot that I used to light a fire in right on the ice, so I can. Me and my buddy would sit side by side. In this case, I was by myself, and I would drill in one side, and I would stick my sled in the snow on the other, and I'd wrap a tarp around my back just to keep the wind off me, and I'd have that little pot burning right under my feet so I could keep my hands warm. So we just had a big dumping of snow. It was something like, fuck, I don't know. It was like 20, 25 inches of snow. It was a tough go to pull a sled in behind me, and you're walking in over knee deep snow. I walked a whole kilometer all the way out there. First mistake I made is I didn't take my jacket off while I was walking. So I started getting hot. I started sweating. That was the first mistake I made. So I get there, I take off my jacket, and keep in mind it's minus 31. I'm trying to dry off my clothes. I'm still staying active, so it's not much of an issue at this point, but the damage was already done. I didn't bring water with me because my plan is I'm going to use my Coleman stove to take snow. We had a big fresh dumping of snow, and I was going to take all that snow, melt it down, and just make like warm drinks like coffee and tea and that kind of thing, and just kind of like chill outside with that. So I fire up the Coleman stove. I start drilling my holes. I'm setting up all my lines. I got 10 lines to set up, so it takes me a little bit of time. I come back and I'm starting to get a little bit crampy in my elbow, like in my right in here, my muscle. I'm getting a little bit of a cramp and a little bit of cramp in my leg. I'm like, fuck, I got to get some water into me. I've been working pretty hard, walking out here in the kilometer in the deep snow and getting everything set up and all that stuff. So I start setting up my stove, and I notice that the flame coming out of it's tiny, tiny, tiny. It's barely coming out at all, and the fucking snow's not melting. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then poof, it goes out. I'm like, fuck. Okay, I'll start it up again. So I shut off the gas, get everything going, turn back on the gas, light it up, boom, starts lights, looks pretty good. Put my little coffee pot, the one that I carry my ammo in now, put my coffee pot in there, and started trying to boil up that water. And I go back and I go to check the ice now at minus 31 degrees. You have to check your lines every 5 minutes, otherwise the holes start to freeze up. So I go down there, check the holes, come back again, and the thing's out. So I grab the handle, the bottle, and I give it a little shake. I'm like, what the fuck? Is this thing empty or something? And I could hear it sloshing around in there, but it didn't dawn on me that at minus 31 degrees, it's colder than the pressure that allows the propane to vaporize, to be able to use for gas. Wasn't thinking. So I grabbed the propane, I gave it a shake, and as I was walking by, the thing fell back down, snow fell down, and the propane bottle landed like this. So if this is the part where the thing's coming out, you want it to be sitting like this, not like this. So it never fell back down and it stayed up. I went back to check my lines. When I turned around, my whole Coleman stove was in flames shooting out everywhere. I was like, holy fuck, what the fuck's going on? So I ran over there and I shut the gas off. Damage already done. The pressure from the can had ran through with straight liquid propane, and everything just burst into flames. So I tried to unscrew the canister and get the canister away from it, because that's how high the flames were. Like, it was big. I tried kicking snow on it. Nope, nothing. So I unscrewed the canister, and when I unscrewed the canister, the check valve in the canister broke. It started shooting gas out. It hit the flames, or close enough to the flames that were on the thing, and it caught fire. So in my hand, I have a 5 pound or 2 pound or whatever the fuck those pounds are, green propane tanks, those little ones, with flames shooting out the back of the hole of it. And I just launched it into the snow. I was shitting my pants. I literally threw it into the snow and dove into the snow myself, waiting for the thing to explode. Never happened. It landed in the snow, kind of vanished. Don't know what happened to it. I never recovered it. So I'm in the middle of having a major adrenaline dump. And I got the shakes a little bit. I'm cold. I'm cramping. I've got about 100 pounds of gear with me. I'm like, fuck this. I got to go home. But I'm cramping up everywhere. My legs are cramping. My arms cramping. Everything's cramping. And I'm like, I fucking got to get water into me really bad. And I started to shake. So I'm like, okay, I don't have this thing anymore. I gotta see what I could do. But every time I try to take a step and lift my knee, my hamstring cramps up. And I'm like, fuck, I'm in trouble. I'm in fucking trouble. So I said, fuck, I'm going to see if I can get my phone on and get one of my buddies to come help me out. Grabbed my phone. It was so fucking cold outside, it killed my battery. I'm like, shit. Okay, now I'm starting to freak out a little bit. So, well, I got all that wood inside the fucking thing. What I'll do is I grab my belt knife. First, I tried to light a fire with a little, I had one of those little Bic lighters. I tried to light the fire with this, and I dropped that in the snow. My hands weren't working good. And that's when I realized, fuck, I think I'm already in the first stages of hypothermia, because my fingers aren't working properly. I'm having a hard time manipulating small things with my hands. And I was like, fuck, now I'm in deep shit. Okay, what do I do? Well, I was having a hard time finding stuff. So I'm digging around the snow trying to find it. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck am I going to do? I could see my car from where I'm standing, and I can't make it there, and my phone's dead, and I can't call anybody. What the fuck am I going to do? So I dumped my backpack. I had a little backpack on me. Dumped my backpack, and out of my backpack falls this. Not this one, though. I had this one and the original sheath, that little plastic piece of shit that it came with. And I had a small 3/8 ferro rod that was about 3.5 inches long. That was inside the bottom of my pack. I'm like, okay, I'll just make something out of this. So I had a little bit of paper in my backpack, which I used. I took my my pile of wood and I processed it down, and it was good because when you're not able to use your fingers, but you are able to do this. So I was holding this and doing all the heavy work that I needed to do, made a whole bunch of curls. Long story short, or long story short-ish. I got the fire started. I lit it with the ferro rod. I was able to melt the water to get water into my belly till the cramps walked away. I packed up my shit and got the fuck off the ice. And I never did that again. So, first mistake. Whenever you're doing any kind of movement or anything like that, take your fucking jacket off so you don't get sweaty. Problem number one. You don't want to lose any water when you're out there. It's important shit. Number two, don't be so fucking ego-driven that you're going to think you can just not bring water and whatever it is. Now, every time I go out, before I leave the house, I fucking slam down as much water as I can get in my gut. Plus, I bring water with me every time I go. So I'm already primed with water, and I've got at least 1.5 liters with me. Number three, I should have brought a battery backup for my phone. I should have brought an extra lighter with me. And I should have never gotten to that point. I should have never been out in minus 31 degree weather while I was like in that situation by myself. I should have never done that. So a lot of things were learned, but I don't know what happens in the second stage, but I'm sure you at 2% worse. Zifa, well, thanks, dude. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't really know what happens on the other ones, but I know right away one of the first signs is of hypothermia is you start losing dexterity in your fingers, and your small tool manipulation starts to go. You start having a little bit of hard time concentrating. All that kind of thing. And luckily enough, I had enough wherewithal to kind of be like, okay, stop, take a breath. Let's see what we have in our backpack. How can we get the fuck out of this? And I was able to put it together and figure it out, luckily enough. Otherwise, and it was kind of funny too, because one of my buddies walked by when he saw me out there. I was getting ready to leave. And I stopped by and I talked to him for about a half hour. And he's like, fucking, dude, yeah, maybe I'll come back, but it's fucking cold, man. And he called me. And he's like, yeah, dude, you're crazy to be out there. And I'm like, no, fuck it, I'm going to catch all the fish. And then I went out and fucking almost killed myself, so. Yeah, I used to get hot and start taking clothes off, which probably would be the next one, yeah. But it's just kind of amazing that you can get yourself into a trouble like that. Even, like, I had a lot of experience in the backcountry. I've practiced all this shit over and over and over again. And sometimes just like fucking, I don't know what you can call it. Maybe it's ego, maybe it's whatever. But you get to a point where it's like, you make poor decisions thinking you're going to be fine because you got all this experience. But really in the end, no. Always. I always bring, I don't know, for you guys who follow the Pathfinder Learning Center at all, or any of these things, you have your 5C. So you've got your cover, your container, your knife, your cutting tool, your cordage, and your combustion tool. So you carry all those things with you. At the minimum, you have those things. With a tarp and something that could throw in the water and get wet like crazy, no problem. But that was the issue I was having with the lighter. I was trying to get it to start. I'm trying to get the wheel to turn, and it won't turn. My thumb's not working properly, and it was too fucking cold, and I couldn't get it. So I took the thing, I stuck it my armpit. I tried to warm it up. It would just go out. And then I was trying to warm it up with my hands, and then tried to light it again. And I dropped it in the snow. I don't ever carry water, and I hike 10 plus miles a day at 10,000 feet above sea level. Same with backcountry. Well, when I'm out in the backcountry too, and the water around me is not frozen, I'll bring a filter with me and just drink from that. It's not an issue. That's not a problem. But being out in the freezing cold, marching around, doing heavy, I don't know what you call it, but like heavy work or hard work, getting out to where you got to go, it's a big issue. But I mean, if you can get by without doing it, I mean, good on you, man. But I'll never do it again. You got to know your shit in minus 30. You do. And I've done that many times. I've done a bunch of winter camping and all that stuff. I mean, that's not a. Actually, I got a winter camping video on my channel. You should probably check it out. It was pretty cool. Uphill both ways in the snow. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of funny some of the things I used to do back in the day when I was into my whole survival stuff, like trying to doing overnighters and just a haversack. I jumped into the water to see if I can get a fire. Jumped into the river, frozen river, hopped out and tried to do a bow drill set fire, which I was successful on, but it was hard, very hard. Had to dig deep on that one. But I mean, I did that in a controlled setting where I had a running car that was warm, so when it got bad, I could just strip off all my clothes and dive into the warm car. It would have been fine. All that training aspect of it, but the when things happen to you unexpectedly, that's where you need to be able to make the quick proper decisions. Yeah, they are. Eh? I had a video somewhere where one of the guys was telling me, "Oh, it's not that fucking cold. I think you're full of shit. I could barely see your breath." I'm like, "Want to bet?" I walked outside with a cup of coffee. I threw it up in the air, and it came down like brown snow. I'm like, "How's that for fucking cold, buddy?" Yeah, I'm pretty excited for ice fishing season this year, though. I've got a new tent coming up. So for you guys who saw that ice fishing video that I did last year with my son that was live on YouTube, where he caught that nice muskie, um, we got a bigger tent, so it's going to be don't need the brown snow. That's what they teach you in Toronto. Yeah. Is there an ATO coffee yet? I gotta work on that, man. That would be freaking badass, though. ATO's dark roast. Things get tough. I call for backup. Nano, nano. Yeah. Oh, you got to, man. You got to sometimes, And shit starts going wonky. You got to be able to be prepared, and that's why I have a whole bunch of useless shit that I very rarely use, but when I need it, I got it, you know. It's kind of funny though when you first start out. I know the whole bushcraft scene. Everybody everybody was getting into everyone was using these really big knives like this privateer that I have here, wherever I put it. Anyway, like the privateer, it's got a very very thick spine. It's a big heavy knife, and I was just using at the time I was using just a Swiss Army knife, a Spartan Swiss Army knife, which is like two small blades, uh, I think an awl, and what else was on there? A can opener or something. And that's it. And that's what I used to use all the time. And everybody would ask me like, "Oh, seriously, you'd use that? No, I can do this. I can do that." I'm like, "No, that's all I need, dude. This is it. Like just something like this. That's more than enough. Than all I need. Everything else I can make out of the woods, out of the woods that I need. So it's not really an issue for me. As long as I got a little bit of rope and all that, everything's good." Are those thongs back there? Well, yes, they are, sir. Yes, they are. I like to call them slingshots, but better to have than have not. 100%. 100%. I wish I could find that other one. This here is one of my favorite things. My zebra billy pot. I've done so much cooking and all kinds of stuff in this thing. Boiling water, cooking stuff, everything. I mean, it's a little bit on the heavy side, I'll be honest, but for those of you know, you know. Throw a little bit of water in here, a little bit of butter in here. Nest this inside the bottom. Crack a couple of eggs on there when the butter melts. Put the lid on. Give it 5 minutes, and you will get absolutely perfect eggs out of that fucking thing. I'm telling you. Badass. But usually when I'm out there, busting it in my zebra billy pot, I like to have a... Still on a boat? I'm always on a boat. Slingshot Google search is always interesting. So is chickpeas. So be very careful. Be very careful when you're looking for recipes with chickpeas and your children are around. You never, never know when something's going to pop up that you don't want your kids to see. I made a curry in my billy pot. Oh, bro, not too long ago. Maybe long ago now. It's been a few years for sure. I went up. One of my buddies invited me up to his property, and I was taking my son for his first green pie recipes. I was taking my buddy. I was taking my buddy out for lunch. He was kind of down in the dumps, having a hard time. So I was like, "Fuck it, let's go out." And I wanted to bring my son on his first backcountry camping trip. So I ended up heading on out. We head on out, and I end up making some curried rabbit stew. So we had potatoes, carrots, onions, fucking you name it was in there. Beautiful. Made curried rabbit stew. So I got the rabbit started on a grill, and then I transferred it over to the thing, threw it in there, busted it up with all the curry and the sauce and everything that was going on in that pot, and then I made something called bus up shot. Now I don't know any of you guys from Trinidad or from the islands will know what this is, but basically you make like a flatbread and you throw it into a you kind of flatten it out, and then you cook it on a frying pan or whatever it is, and then you kind of bust it up, so it kind of looks like a tattered roti skin almost, I guess is the best way to put it. It's very popular in Trinidad, and they use that just to scoop up their food and eat it. And I made a bunch of those out in the woods too, and they had a really nice smoky flavor to them from being cooked in that little frying pan out in the woods, cooked on a fire. It was fantastic. We had such a good night that night. The only issue is we hiked up to the top of this hill, and there's this beautiful spot. I think I got a picture of it somewhere, but there was this beautiful spot. And you get out there, and there's all like this beautiful pond, this giant, small little lake with an island out in the center. It was absolutely beautiful. Walking on the ground there was like walking on a memory foam mattress. The moss was so thick, it was squishy, it was beautiful to walk on. We finally decided, okay, let's take a little break. We set up a couple of trail cameras up there, and we sat down on the kind of on the shore. Just took it easy, had a quick snack, and drank some water. My son got up, and we counted like 14 or 15 ticks on him, like that bad. We all fucking panicked and started like trying to take off our clothes and shake all the bugs off, and we were giving each other the big search. And the ticks were so bad that year, it was fucked up. While we were at camp, I always bring one of those lint rollers with a little sticky, those little sticky things you take to get your dog hair off you and stuff. I always bring one of those with me when I go out to the backcountry. So whenever you're out on the trails, you could, when you get off, if you have to go off trail, you can give yourself a quick roll down after, just to make sure that there's any ticks on you. They'll stick to the sticky part and you take them off. It works great. But in the belt holster, 100%. Yeah. So we did the whole lint roller thing, and we picked a whole bunch more off, but we were clean. Like, we had nothing on us. And I was sitting there cooking dinner, and a fucking tick fell out of the tree and landed on my arm. I felt it land. Dook. They were dive bombing us out of the fucking trees. I didn't even know they did that. Curry pizza. You know what, Free Will? I just tried making curried mac and cheese, and it was fucking amazing. I'll definitely do that again. If you don't make rattlesnakes, too. Yeah, there's no rattlesnakes in my area, though, bud. I guess I'm not a real man. Yeah. Yeah, that curry rabbit stew was so fucking good, man. I definitely gotta do that again. Yo, Mark, how are you? Dude, you're killing me today, bro. You went live, and I was sitting at work, and I don't have enough. Yeah, you guys got the Massasauga Rattler? Is that the one? I can't remember, but it's they're not all over the place, right? They're only on that one little island, and Yep, that's the one. Yeah, it would be cool to see those things in the wild, man. A buddy of mine went down to New York State and he got pictures of a timber rattler up there around Georgian Bay. Yeah, that's the one. I can't remember the name of that little island that they're on. There's a whole bunch of them on that island, and they're small. They're not big like the. I grew up playing in swamps full of ticks. Yeah, yeah, they're pretty new up here. We used to. I've been running through the woods pretty much my whole life, but I've only started getting really started getting ticks on me in the last, let's say, 10 or 15 years. I never even saw a tick before that. We just didn't have them up here. It was just too cold, and like you'd find like a dog tick on you or whatever it is, but like all these deer ticks and all these other all these others that are out there. I never I never seen them, and now they're just like every time you go out, you're picking them off you. And we got a couple of hot spots for lime out here now too, which kind of sucks. Yeah, you can get that, man. You can get lime, you can get Rocky Mountain spotted fever, you can get alpha gal. There's a lot of things you can get from them. Pretty bad. When we have a couple of hot spots up here where I live, or close to where I live, they're pretty bad. Just like pretty much if you gotta, they're telling people that if you have a tick attached to you, that you gotta go right to you gotta take that tick and send it out to get it tested right away. Nah, they don't fuck around, especially if you're on the South Shore of Montreal. They're pretty bad. If you wear your mask when you're driving in the car alone, you're safe for the you're safe to yeah, 100%. Speaking of which, just just on Saturday, I saw this one guy standing at the bus stop all by himself with a fucking mask on, and I don't know why, man. It shouldn't bother me, but it just fucking angers me so much when I see these people in their with their fucking masks on. Just another booster. Yeah. This fucking winter ticks eating up the moose. Yeah, they used to say up here too that you don't have to worry about them in winter and all that stuff. I don't buy that shit too much. I think a lot of them stay attached to the moose. Some of them kind of go dormant, but I've seen them well into winter before. See you later, Red Wings at Blue Jackets. Woo, buddy. All right, Al. You have a good time, buddy. Take it easy, my dude. Yeah, but I got a good trip planned. Me and Roger, the guy that I make the hot sauce with, we're gonna be back in the '90s. I would go through high grass to fish at a lake, and I would get covered with ticks. Yeah, they're fucking gross, man. Those things. It's funny, because I'm very comfortable with bears. It's like they don't bother me that much. I don't really care. It's the little fucking ticks that I don't like. Like a bear, if you have good camp practices, you're pretty much good. With ticks, these little fuckers attached to you, some of them are super small and they can fucking kill you if they get a good bite in you. Like anyway, there's one of the guys in the community, in the slingshot community here, just recently got pretty fucking sick from that shit. So it's not it's not cool, man. Fuck ticks, nasty little things. Yeah, I'll take bears over ticks any day. It sounds crazy, but it's true. The bears in Toronto just wear leather, but they leave you alone. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, we got a good trip. We got a good trip planning coming up. We're looking at heading on to the Barron Canyon over at Algonquin Park. We're gonna do a 40, I think it's 40 or 42 kilometers. We're gonna do in a canoe, and it's gonna be my buddy's first time ever going on one of these trips. So we're gonna take our time. We're not gonna rush it. I mean, a 40-kilometer trip I could do in 2 days, pretty easy. Just traveling though. But I don't want to just travel. I want to go and check out some of the trails, you know, pull over, walk the trail, check it out, see some way back, and work my way back, do some fishing or a lot of fishing. No, portage. Many portages. The last one, the last trip I did was a 53 kilometer. It was 53 kilometer. We had the longest portage I had to do on that trip was 1500 meters. So a kilometer and a half. I had to do a kilometer and a half with the canoe, then walk a kilometer and a half back, and then grab my bag, my food bag, or I did it the other way around actually. I grabbed my bag and everything and moved it down there and came back, got the canoe, and then walked it back. So it was like 4.5 kilometers there and back to complete the whole trip. No, it was 70 pounds, my canoe. It was a 70 pounder. The canoe that I have is 100 fucking pounds. That thing's heavy as fuck. Yeah. I actually have a video of it if you ever want to watch it, Scott. It's the, what do I call it? Lake Traverse to Lake McManus on the Petawawa River. Oh, we ran some class 3 rapids in a canoe. It was fun. Yeah. Those are all slingshots, man. Look, I have a really shitty Canadian Tire canoe that I use, and I actually like it. It's fun. I recently did a live this spring, early summer this year, where me and my son were out on the boat. We did like a 3-hour live of just fishing and chatting. It's can't even remember what it's called. It's a Pelican, piece of shit. But the ones that we were using from Algonquin this year. When I go on this trip, we're going to stay away from doing the whitewater because Roger doesn't know what he's doing. Spitting image of LeBron James. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with the thing. But this year, I'm going to be doing a truth. Yeah, we'll be doing a trip with a lighter canoe this year. So. If you're going to be doing the whitewater rafting, I think or not the whitewater rafting, but if you're going to be running rapids, I think they force you to take the 55 pounder. But I'll be able to get a lighter one. It'll be pretty cool. The movie A Dirty Shame covers your types of bears you have there in Florida too. Can you shoot a slingshot? Yes, I can. Not right now, though. Not in the house. What's my favorite slingshot? It's my Avro. I have it downstairs at the moment, but this is a half natty version of it. It's one like this. I have an Avro Ergo here. Actually, hold on. Here we go. There's one. My Avro. And the other one, which I should probably put a band set on. We're going to get shooting this guy soon. I'll tell you what, though. I'm pretty happy with those .4 Southwell Scaddies. They were pretty damn good. Oh, you like that one, Dees? This is I call them half natties. So basically, I'll show you what I do with them. I can get them untangled here. So I've got like paddock wood on the front side, and then on the inside I got G10 and micarta, and then I give it all a cover. I cover it all up with crazy glue finish. Which one is my least favorite? I don't know. I got a couple that I don't really like, to be honest. But all the ones that are around me here, I like. I just finished off a really, really nice one for Simon over at Wasp. I gotta get that one into the mail too. It was that whole transaction was an absolute shit show. I sent them down to Slingshot, made with like 100-year-old barn wood. Fucking thing gets lost in the mail. I have to replace it. What do I shoot from the slingshots? I shoot steel ammo like this guy here. This one's 1/4 inch steel, but I shoot 1/4 inch or 5/16. Yeah, what was I saying there, guys? Do you remember? I saw something shiny and completely forgot. Yeah, but me too. You know what? I ended up ordering it, and I found it was a little bit light when I first got it. I found it was like too light. And then I kind of put it in a drawer for a while. No, I'm not allowed to hunt with them in my area with the slingshot. It's illegal where I live. I have to go change cities or change provinces. If I did that, I would be very happy. I would definitely do some hunting, but finding land in Ontario is very, very expensive, and the permits for me to hunt there are very expensive. So for the time being, until I can get that land thing sorted out, because the permits are fine, my bow hunting license and all that is going to be fine for me to hunt with. It's just instead of paying like $19 for my small game permit, I end up paying $120 for a small game permit for maybe 1 day's worth of hunting. Oh yeah, that's fucking great. Now I did find that thing. Yeah, here we go. Let's see what we got here. $4.5 fucking pounds. Boom. How do you like that? Have I tried the Omega 0.4 yet? Did they get it yet? I know Chuckin was telling me that it's coming. It's supposed to be on the way, but I don't know if they've gotten it yet. Well, as soon as they get some, I'm going to order some. I love me some of that fresh cut lasagna. Yeah, yeah, me too. Going full Garfield on that shit, right? These. Yeah, lasagna, some good shit. Oh shit! So it is. They have some ready already. Fuck! I might have to dip off of here and go buy some. Yes, I do hunt, but for the most part, it's all small game. I prefer that. It's more fun for me. I get to walk around, do my thing. I haven't been able to get much reps on my bow for the last couple of years. I know I told this story already, but we've had an archery club out by me, and it used to be indoors and outdoors. The problem was indoors. There was so many people that joined the club after those fucking movies came out there with what was that girl's name? Cat Piss there? Whatever the fuck her name was. The Hunger Games, the movie. Yeah. It got so out of control that there was 4 people per target. So every time I would go to the fucking club and shoot, everyone would get to shoot their 3 shots, then the next guy, then the next guy. But there was always these little fucking kids running around everywhere, just butting in front of people, taking their shots, and it just got to be so hectic, and I was starting to get angry. So I said, okay, that's it. I'm out of here. I'll go to the outdoor range instead. Went to the outdoor range. Everything was good. And then some asshat decided to roll through the place, and he shot all the 3D targets with a shotgun and just fucking blasted them all to bits. What tool is that? It's a high-tech tool that you can get off of Amazon that'll weigh your luggage for when you go on a trip. That's all it is. Pretty simple. You just loop it around your pouch. Kind of lock it in like that, and then just give it a little bit of a tug, and it weighs it all out for you. It's like the axe throwing. It blew up in Toronto. Yeah, it blew up here too. A lot of people were going. I didn't want to buy one and be a tard. Oh no, I jumped all over that for you first. Don't worry, Dees. You won't be a tard. Yeah, it works great. It works great. I test all my bands when I'm getting set up with those things with that thing, and it works fantastic. Yeah, it was just rough. We had a problem with that. We had a problem with that at the outdoor range because it's kind of surrounded by woods, and we had all these foam blocks that were setting up there, and you can just pin targets to them. And the place got vandalized pretty bad, so they shut it down that year. And I didn't get any shooting through it again. And then the next year, the same guy came back and he shot up all the 3D targets. So I was like, fuck this, man. You know, a crossbow is kind of nice because once you get it sighted in, you're pretty much good. You can go take a couple of shots, do a quick adjustment, and you're in business. Show us your tits. Anybody want this one? There's a Slingshot bar that opened up in Wisconsin. Maybe that will catch on. Is it really? That'd be fucking cool. Nothing says trouble like shooting some BBs 300 feet per second while you're pounding back the beers. Nothing more fun than that. Oh, man. Oh. Holy shit. It's bedtime. All right, folks. Sorry, but I got a boogie. They have slingshot specialists to guide you. Ooh. I got to take a trip down to Wisconsin. I could use a little guiding. Anyway, folks, I got to get going. It's almost my bedtime. 4 o'clock comes early in the morning, so I got a boogie. Anyway, you guys take care, stay safe, get up, practice, be good to each other. I'll see you again soon. I love you guys. Are freaking awesome. And the next time I'm out shooting, you're gonna see these. You're gonna see these pouches in action. Should be pretty cool. And hopefully, I'll be able to get Andrew Axiom on here very soon for a little live chat on a Sunday morning coffee. All right, you guys take care. Stay safe, get up, practice, be good to each other. I know I said all this shit already, but see you later. Bye-bye.